Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Boardroom. I'm your host, Mel Schaefer. Now, Callinex Mines is a Canadian exploration company focused on discovering and developing high-grade copper, gold, and zinc deposits. Their flagship, Pine Bay Camp, located near Flin Flon, Manitoba, is showing strong potential with its expanding Rainbow deposit and newly acquired near-surface targets. Today, I'm joined by Max Porterfield, President and CEO of Callinex Mines. Thanks so much for joining us today, Max.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here today.
So to start off, Callinex just applied for an advanced exploration permit for the Rainbow deposit. What does this permit allow you to do, and why is it such an important milestone?
Yes, certainly. So the Rainbow deposit is a very, very high-grade copper-rich VMS deposit that also carries gold, silver, and zinc as byproducts. And what makes Rainbow so unique relative to a lot of the past discoveries in the area is it comes close to surface, making it ramp accessible. So we've defined the Rainbow deposit since 2020, published the maiden resource, and we've now done behind the scenes all the baseline studies as well as engineering work to facilitate submitting for an advanced exploration permit. The advanced exploration permit is a way to begin the development work on the deposit as you build up to a longer-term full-scale production decision. So the AEP allows you to ramp down to the deposit, take a bulk sample of the deposit, which allows you to do full-scale metallurgical test work, get a better understanding of the true dimensions of the deposit, as well as provide a platform of future underground exploration drilling. And then the next step after you receive the AEP with further work, engineering work, baseline studies, again, would get you your environmental license to allow full-scale production. So again, we're looking to fast-track Rainbow and the Pine Bay deposits at our Pine Bay camp, as we're looking to drive forward the future through robust and aggressive exploration.
And so you recently expanded your Pine Bay camp with new ground. What makes this area so promising, and what are the next steps?
Yeah, so I mean, in Flin Flon, it's kind of like the Carlin Trend in Nevada. It takes a lot of time to get quality ground because it's all been staked and there's different groups that have that. So we're very, very happy to expand our Pine Bay camp. It now encompasses over 10,000 square hectares. The new ground has always had the pedigree to host some very significant VMS deposits, but has really lacked the focus in modern exploration attention. One of those things that kind of prohibited that was a historic back-end provision that was now controlled by Teck Resources. So part of acquiring that ground was extinguishing that back-end provision that really pushed away or curtailed exploration for almost a quarter of a century. With that, now that's out of the way, we're very excited to begin moving it forward because there's a number of high-grade deposits that sit near surface on this new area that have a lot of opportunity.
And so what's coming up next for the project?
Yeah, certainly. So we've been aggressively working to compile and digitize all that historic work. And we've just announced some of that work in terms of the compilation work. And what that's come up with is that not only this high-grade historic deposits, but the high-grade historic deposits that sit there actually appear to remain open at depth. And this is often the case in a lot of different parts of the world where people work on something, didn't make sense at the time, things changed with the economy, and then things got forgotten or left. And that certainly appears to be the case with the ground to the north in these historic high-grade copper and gold-rich deposits that could also be not just what they are at surface, but lead to something much greater at depth. And you see that time and time again within the Flin Flon Greenstone Belt in particular, where you have some mineralization near surface, you trace it down the plunge line, and it blossoms at depth. And that certainly is an exciting opportunity where we're looking to make immediate resource growth as we await the permitting work that we're doing at other deposits that are more advanced.
Okay, so the Rainbow deposit has already shown high-grade copper results. How does this compare to other projects in the region, and what makes it stand out?
Well, again, Rainbow on a global basis is very, very high grade. So the average grade mined copper around the world is less than 0.5%. The Flin Flon camp has always been known for VMS-style deposits, which are known for their high grades. Rainbow in particular being in the indicated category over 3.14% copper is on the higher grade profile for even a lot of the deposits that have been found within the Flin Flon Greenstone Belt. So again, as the world shifts, as we're looking for domestically sourced critical minerals like copper, we're really excited that it's a near surface deposit, which is also unique in the area. If you look at the most recent history of the past 30 years, a lot of the major mines that have been discovered or discoveries have been made at depth below 800 meters. So what we're focused on is going to these new areas that have been locked up unappreciative that show near surface mineralization and now grow that to build significant scale for the future and benefit again from the people, the power, the water, the infrastructure, and the permitting regime that's put those 32 mines that have been mined there historically and made Flin Flon the jurisdiction it's known for.
And lastly, I just want to ask, what can investors be watching for from Callinex Mines a little bit longer term, maybe over the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, certainly over the next 12 to 18 months, I'd like to see us expanding those high-grade discoveries and making new ones in areas that we're focused in that we announced today and be delineating that high-grade resource. We'd like to receive that AEP application in hand and be able to move forward with the next steps from both baseline studies, engineering work on a broader basis as we get into those new discoveries in these different areas that we're so excited about.
Well, it sounds like there's lots to look forward to for investors near term and into the future. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks so much again for having me.